You know, it's a damn shame today that you can't even go to your family with struggles or blessings. You know, if you ever going through something, you wish you had family that you could go to for help. You know, when you're achieving something or if you're doing good, you wish you could go to your family and get that praise and that congratulations, but you can't do either. I know at least in my family, the family that I grew up in, you can't go to them for anything. You know, I got to the point to where I had to cut my family off probably 8 years ago, and it's a blessing. It really is, because I don't have to deal with a bunch of shit that's not mine. Um, Oftentimes, a lot of the things that you have to deal with is not even yours. It's family insecurities or family, you know, projection or family fears of whatever, and that get passed on to you. That was the family that I grew up with. But it's sad that I was able to get to a point to where I just want someone to go to and tell all my accomplishments and you know, because I did tell these people, but they didn't want to, you know, go on a journey with me. But I was finally able to get to a point to where it's like, look, I was finally able to check off and finish everything. It's kind of like, you know, graduating or opening a business. You know, it's nice to hear good job or congratulations, especially from the people closest to you. But sadly, the people closest to you are the ones that probably don't even believe in you. They won't believe in you. And so I don't feel too bad, and don't feel too bad for me, because my family didn't believe in me. But it is nice to have that person you could go to. Um, it's like the pain of feeling unsupported by the people you love most. It fucking hurts. It hurts because you just wish you had someone you could go to. You wish you had someone to believe in you. Just one person. It don't have to be a lot of people, 4 or 5 people. No, you just want one fucking person to believe in you. Preferably someone who know you and grew up with you, but it don't work like that. And it cuts deep when you realize the people who are supposed to lift you up are the same ones who make you feel small for even asking for help. You know, don't go through any fucking struggles, because if you need help, your family gonna dismiss it. They gonna make you feel small. They gonna tell you you need to go to counseling or whatever the fuck. But these are the people you should be able to, you know, come to whenever you need help, advice, lessons, whatever. But you can't. You know, you start to feel like, I know I did. I started to feel like, fucking, I'm just on my own. And it's sad when you feel on your own, even when you're surrounded by so-called family. And I think a lot of people feel like that. They feel like they're on their own, but they're surrounded around family. But family don't support. Family don't, you know, give you any advice. Family don't want to help. Family don't. They all they do is fucking hate, and they put their, you know, fears and all that shit onto you. And now you're supposed to be scared to go and start something and open a business or go back to school. You're supposed to be scared now because they passed that shit down to you. The worst part is the fear of sharing my wins. I was able to get to a point to where I've went out and changed my whole fucking life around. I used to do dumb shit. I was always into negativity. I was a crash out, had anger issues, and I was able to get through all of that and really transform my life. And all I do is think positivity now. Unfortunately, the people who grew up with me, all they think about is negativity, so we can't be in the same room. And it's tough celebrating your progress when, you know, deep down, you know your success might make people uncomfortable. You know how many times I wanted to call my family or my brother or my sister to, you know, to just get them motivation or just to say, you know, whatever. Not to brag or any of that, but just, you know, sus, bro, I did it. You know, again, if you had a birthday come around, you hope somebody say happy birthday. If you graduated school, you hope someone say fucking congratulations. It's the same thing I hope. I'm just, you know, making little wins in life, but you don't get that. And you get to the point to where you feel uncomfortable. Instead of pride and joy, you start to sense jealousy. You start to sense shade. You start to, you know, receive backhanded fucking comments. And all that do is kill your excitement. And you never want to go to that person again. I'm in that boat right now. You know, I got a couple YouTube pages, and I was able to you know, get them monetized. It took a while, but that was something I was working on, and everyone around me knew I was working on that shit, but they never, you know, seem, you know, to care at all. And so, but it is what it is. Y'all my fucking family, and y'all got me to that point, so I love y'all. And it sucks to be them, because at the end of the day, it will be nice to win with family, but at the end, you know, fuck them. The emotional isolation that it creates, it puts you in a situation where you just don't want to be around family. You really don't want to be around anyone, because if you ain't got family, who the fuck do you have in this world? You can't trust anyone. You know, not being able to lean on family for support or share your joy, it traps you in some emotional silence. And I went through that, where it's just like, I won't say any fucking thing. People just gonna assume what they gonna assume, but I'm not gonna share anything. And you better off that way. You better off keeping all your shit to yourself. Your whether you win or whether you lose, keep that shit to yourself. And you learn to just learn to fucking not feel like you need that validation once you start keeping it to yourself. You know, your struggles and your blessings, because either way, it feels very safe. Whether you struggle or whether you win, keep that shit to yourself. You way better off that way. I promise you. I don't know why I felt that. I mean, I'm human. I mean, I think I'm human, but I think that's why I needed that fucking validation, or I needed that sense of security to make me feel like I was on the right track. But, you know, fuck it. I really don't need it. The one thing you really want to do is get to a point to where you could learn to build your own chosen family. And that's what I love about, you know, this channel, is that I was able to build y'all as my family. Y'all my family. I don't have anyone else. Again, I read all the comments, taking it everything in, and it's like, this is the fucking best family I could have. I'd rather be, you know, with y'all, have y'all as my family members, than have 5 fucking family members who just get on my nerve. So sometimes the family you're born into, they can't give you what you need emotionally. And I know that's true for a lot of people. A lot of people they're born into the wrong fucking family. They can't cater to your emotions. But that doesn't mean you're alone. You should start learning to build your own circle of support. They're out there. There's a lot of people who think like you. There's a lot of people who trying to get to where you're going, but you have to go out and find them. Whether that be friends, mentors, and there's a lot of people who genuinely want to see you fucking win. I know we live in such an evil world that's kind of hard to believe, but at the end of the day, it's people out there that you could connect with, and that's your family. Y'all my family, and I fucking love every last one of y'all. I hope everyone is doing well. You know, and if y'all going through the same thing I'm going through, put it politely, fuck your family. You know, fuck your blood family. The family you was born into, fuck them. You know, at the end of the day, it's like they got their own shit going on. You trying to win, you trying to escape the bullshit. So I'm here. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. Send this video to someone who could genuinely use it. And y'all have a blessed day. Deuces.